I was recently name-checked in Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' recent filing against Justin Baldoni in Wayfarer Studios. I did it. I made it. I can now retire. All of the haters out there who doubted me are now asking for forgiveness. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who believed in me, who believed in us, who knew that this day would come.
Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni, never-ending saga. We've got Candace Owens firing back after a hit piece was made against her.
What if I told you that one of Hollywood's favorite Golden Girls might have a dark secret? Well, hold on to your seats because Candace Owens, the outspoken political commentator, has reportedly dropped a bombshell about none other than Blake Lively. And the target of this alleged scheme, actor and filmmaker Justin Baldoni.
I am not involved in this lawsuit, or at least that's what my lawyer kept telling me. Oh no, you're not a part of this lawsuit. Well, joke's on him, because I have now been name-checked in this lawsuit.
She said this led to a wave of negative reaction on social media and articles about her. She even presented text messages that she obtained through a subpoena to support her argument that this was a coordinated retaliatory campaign against her. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, a lot of those messages could be quite bad for Justin Baldoni and the defendants in this case.
It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity.
Yes, you heard that right. According to Candace, Blake has been orchestrating a secret plot that could ruin Justin's career and reputation. From secret backroom deals to shocking betrayals, this story has it all. Buckle up, because this is about to be one wild, scandal-filled ride. Let's dive in.
But we can't forget what this is about. So Blake Lively has accused Justin Baldoni of engaging in misconduct, including sexual harassment on the set of the movie It Ends With Us, in which she co-starred alongside Baldoni. He was also the director of the film. And she said that he and his team of executives, financiers, PR, and crisis management experts, they devised a digital and media smear campaign to retaliate against her because she came forward and voiced her concerns with him. And if she should go public with her accusations, they were ready to combat her.
All right, so everything in the world is just ridiculous. It's pointedly ridiculous, I would say. I mean, I'm no longer believing the things I'm saying. I feel like I am now lying to the public when I cover these things because we're just reaching levels of absurdity that are offending my sensibilities.
But I was a little curious to see if Parker Posey would recognize me. So I sat on the second row to see if she would actually look at me at all, and she didn't. We didn't exchange we didn't have any eye contact during the whole time, and I feel like she was kind of leaning towards the moderator a lot and not looking too much into the room. But anyways, I wasn't expecting her to recognize me at all, and she didn't. And if you don't know why I was a little curious on how it would go to meet her, it was because she was sitting next to Blake Lively in that viral video that I posted this summer when the two of them were kind of teaming up against me. So I was kind of curious to see how Parker Posey would react when she saw me again. But yeah, as I said, she didn't say or do anything, or she just pretended like.
First, let's talk about the shocking allegations. In a recent podcast appearance, Candace Owens allegedly exposed a sickening plan that Blake Lively has been orchestrating to sabotage Justin Baldoni's career. According to Candace, Blake has been using her power and influence behind the scenes to manipulate Hollywood executives, ensuring that Justin's projects don't get the green light or lose funding.
Well, now, Candace Owens, the political commentator.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole theory on why she's doing this. A lot of people feel this is alt-right. This is like how they bring people in. They get them.
What, she's talking about this now? Candace Owens?
She alleges she has a source very close to Justin Baldoni and this whole Blake Lively situation that is feeding her direct information. She says Ryan Reynolds is the villain. He's a control freak, narcissist.
I believe it.
Has to be the biggest swinging dick in the room. And
I said that here before. I think that he's behind a lot of this.
They believe that he walked onto set. He wanted to look at the
dailies.
The dailies, thank you, which is all the scenes that were shot. And that tipped him off. Whether it was the chemistry, they lingered way too long, something. They had a fight in the trailer, and from there, things went down, down, down. And then, of course, she had the disastrous promotion of the film. And really, Candace Owens says, the source says that this is all about Ryan and Blake wanting to take control, wanting Blake to really take over the film and the sequel.
But here's where things get even more bizarre. Candace claims that this is part of a much larger agenda to control who gets to rise and who falls in Hollywood. While these claims remain unverified, they have sparked a wildfire of online debates.
Candace Owens has gone mainstream, says The Cut, and of course they post this behind a paywall. The right-wing commentators' coverage of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case has reached millions of viewers. And look, I always say a broken clock is right twice a day, but I'm not here to call Candace Owens a broken clock. Basically, I'm not going to read it for you in its entirety, but they basically share how she has grown in popularity by talking about Blake Lively, and because this is a gossip Hollywood entertainment news topic, there's been a lot of people on the left that have agreed with Candace Owens here. There has been a fear and possibly a shame by a lot of people that she is going to switch their opinions, like all of a sudden, just because you agree with Candace Owens.
Some fans are praising Candace for exposing the so-called dark underbelly of Hollywood, while others think she's just fueling unnecessary drama. So what's the real story? And why would Blake, who seemingly has no history with Justin, even go to these lengths? Let's break it down. To understand this drama, we need to look at Blake and Justin's history. While they've never been known to be besties, rumors suggest that the two were once set to collaborate on a project that could have been huge.
Blake Lively weaponized false allegations against him and misrepresented what the true context of their conversations were about to leverage her control over the movie, that she wanted more control over script writing and editing, and that she eventually got her version of the film to actually be published and distributed, that she used the power and influence of her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, and mega superstar friend Taylor Swift to pressure him, to intimidate him into accepting her revisions of a key scene in the film. And effectively what he's saying is that she boxed him out of the movie. She turned the cast against him, that she wouldn't even really let him attend the premiere of the film. He says that he and his family were forced to sit in the basement. By the way, talking evidence, there were photos of him and his family and friends, what purported to be in the basement of that theater.
She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her, and he claims none of that is true. There was absolutely no harassment. Those are made-up claims. She wrested his movie away from him and decided to try to hurt him with petty, made-up, out-of-context complaints when he pushed back even in the mildest way, and that she and her husband are bullies. And now it's resulted in vicious cross litigations against both of them. The New York Times.
Allegedly, Justin was approached for a film that Blake was co-producing, but things reportedly fell apart when Justin declined to join. Insiders claim that Blake took this as a personal offense, seeing Justin as someone who wasn't willing to play the Hollywood game. And if you know Justin Baldoni, you know he's all about authenticity, social impact, and meaningful storytelling. Could this have rubbed Blake the wrong way?
So you have competing claims, you have competing lawsuits, you have claims of harassment, defamation, breach of contract, retaliation, negligence, and so forth.
Taylor Swift's team is now coming out swinging, and that is super interesting. An article just dropped about an hour ago in TMZ against Blake Lively in the press. Taylor Swift is alleging that Blake Lively is lying, but is Taylor telling the truth, or is this just a strategy to save her own skin?
Industry sources suggest that Blake may have quietly started pushing Justin out of key projects, using her powerful Hollywood connections to ensure he remained on the industry's sidelines. While this might sound like something straight out of a movie, stranger things have happened in the entertainment business.
Spoiler alert, he's too much of a nice guy. Toxic positivity. Some folks who used to work for Baldoni spoke to the LA Times, and one former staffer told them, quote, "It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity. I'm always a little dubious of people who advertise themselves as disruptors of the status quo or quote unquote good people. It felt phony.
As expected, Hollywood insiders and celebrities are now taking sides. And trust me, the reactions are wild. Former Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley reportedly commented on the situation in a recent interview, saying, "Blake is a powerhouse. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. That's all I'll say." Sounds a bit cryptic, doesn't it? Meanwhile, actress Gina Rodriguez, who has worked with Justin, has allegedly shown support for him by posting a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Integrity is worth more than any role." Was that a subtle jab at Blake? Fans seem to think so. And let's not forget the queen of shade, Chrissy Teigen. She jumped into the conversation by tweeting, "Oh, Hollywood drama, I live for it." While she didn't name names, the timing was a little too convenient. With so many stars weighing in, the big question remains, is this all just celebrity gossip, or is there some truth behind the curtain? Now, let's get back to Candace Owens. She isn't just making claims, she allegedly has receipts. According to sources close to Candace, she has text messages, emails, and even witness testimonies that suggest Blake has been interfering with Justin's career.
And she says, "Media is having a meltdown that I've gone mainstream. They must feel so powerless given the fact that they gave it their best effort to brainwash the masses into believing I was literally Hitler last year, and now I own all my own content." She says something that I agree with though. Lesson, you never have the power to destroy who you didn't make. Creators can always keep creating.
But some skeptics believe Candace's accusations could be part of a broader attempt to take down Blake, who has already been dealing with lawsuits and PR scandals. Could this just be another strategic move to bring down a powerful Hollywood figure, or is there an actual conspiracy at play?
Well, the latest thing is, Taylor Swift has been dragged into this because Taylor Swift was there one of the nights, almost the way Baldoni's team is describing it, intimidating Justin Baldoni about the rewrites that Blake Lively did. And then Blake Lively says she has two dragons, much like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, one being Taylor Swift and one being Ryan Reynolds. Anyhow, the new news coming out is that Taylor Swift is distancing herself from Lively. Again, this is coming from Candace Owens, who seems to have one hell of a...
But some argue that Candace has always had a vendetta against A-list celebrities who align with progressive Hollywood ideals, and this might just be her way of stirring the pot. But if even a fraction of what she's saying is true, this could spell serious trouble for Blake. Since these allegations surfaced, social media has been on fire. Fans are divided, with hashtags like #Justice for Justin and Blake Exposed trending on Twitter. Supporters of Blake are calling this a desperate smear campaign, while Justin's fans are demanding answers. Even entertainment news outlets like TMZ and E! News have picked up on the controversy, with headlines like "Hollywood War, Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni flooding the internet." But here's where things get even crazier. Some people are speculating that Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, might actually be behind all of this. Wild, right? According to a few so-called insiders, Ryan has always been extremely protective of Blake and doesn't take kindly to anyone who crosses her.
I believe it. I didn't realize they then went in the trailer and had a fight, and that was... Look, I said it here myself. I think it's Ryan Reynolds is behind a lot of this, that he now he's using Hugh Jackman showing up on Broadway, to support his friend Hugh. Really, you just want to be seen next to Hugh Jackman, like America's, I guess, male sweetheart, even though he left his wife, who's older, who was more famous than him, and now is with Sutton Foster. But people seem to forget that.
There are even whispers that he might have pulled a few strings behind the scenes to ensure Justin's downfall, using his Hollywood connections to blacklist him from major projects. Of course, none of this is confirmed, but the internet loves a juicy theory, and this one is spreading like wildfire.
Did not see this coming. I did not think that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds would be the people that united this country, and it has happened. The most liberal people I know are now obsessively following Candace Owens for her take in journalism on the situation. Thank you, Ryan and Blake, for having such terrible personalities, that we are now united as a country.
Adding even more fuel to the fire, an anonymous Hollywood producer allegedly told a gossip site that powerful people control Hollywood in ways the public doesn't see. If you're not in their inner circle, you're out. This cryptic statement has only deepened the mystery, making fans wonder if Justin was targeted for refusing to play by the industry's unwritten rules. Could Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively really have that much pull in Hollywood? Or is this all just an elaborate game of telephone, with rumors spiraling out of control? One thing's for sure, this scandal isn't dying down anytime soon. Could this be what's happening to Justin Baldoni? And if so, is he the only one?
The thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode was one of you guys sent me a link to a video. It was from a Forbes Power Women Summit in 2022 when Blake Lively was interviewed on stage in front of an audience. And the way things that she revealed in that interview are just like, wow, I really wish Justin Baldoni had watched that before he hired her. She basically admits that she signs up for projects as an actress, and then when she's got the part, she starts interfering with everything because she wants to have power over the wardrobe and in production and the writing. And she just sits on this stage and admits all of it.
And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
This scandal highlights a much bigger issue. Who really holds power in Hollywood? We've seen it time and time again. Stars who were on top of the world suddenly find themselves blacklisted without explanation. From Johnny Depp's legal battles to Meghan Markle's Hollywood struggles, it seems like there's an elite group pulling the strings behind the scenes. If Candace Owens is right, Blake Lively may just be another player in this larger game of influence and control.
It certainly seems like somebody may not be telling the truth, and that very well may be Blake Lively. Abel and Nathan's conspiracy to take down Jones was virulent and effective, which they themselves recognized was fueled by society's natural willingness to tear down successful women, and they capitalized on this for their own gain. The text from Melissa Nathan to Jennifer Abel here says, "It's actually sad because it just shows you have people really want to hate on women." So this text, which might seem familiar, is used here to outline a conspiracy against publicist Stephanie Jones. The timestamp at the bottom says August 10th, 2024, 1641.
And what about Justin? He has built a reputation on being genuine, compassionate, and pushing for change in Hollywood. If these allegations hold any weight, it could mean that even the most well-intentioned figures aren't safe from behind-the-scenes takedowns. All right, that's all we have for today, but this conversation is far from over. What do you think? Are Candace Owens' allegations against Blake Lively real, or is this just another case of Hollywood drama being blown out of proportion?
I noticed something kind of important about a key text message mentioned in the complaints for both Stephanie Jones and the amended complaint for Blake Lively. Now, this same text message was used in different contexts to allege different smear campaigns against different women. So it appears that somebody may not be completely honest and forthright with the text message evidence they have.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news and deep dives. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a scandal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.